everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today kickstarts day one of my Rise with Kat Pilates Reformer 7-day challenge. I put this challenge together in hopes that you will not wait for the new year to start to aim towards your goals, whether it's to show up for yourself, find some more consistency in your workouts, or maybe set a new goal that you may have in your fitness journey. I'm here and you're here to hold each other accountable. We will do it together for the next 7 days, so let's get started. I'm going to start on 4 heavy springs and have your ball close by. My foot bar is in a lower position, and we're gonna start with a little bit of footwork, warming up the body here, okay? So flip around. We'll lie all the way down, facing that foot bar, getting comfortable on our carriage. If, as you get started, this spring tension feels like it's pushing you up into your shoulder blocks, just roll on up, take off one of those springs, and that should feel much better, like you aren't being so crunched up into those blocks. We're gonna start with our arches on, chest is wide, gaze is long also. So take that deep inhale, start to press out onto your carriage. Resist those springs on the return. And again, deep press, slow on that return. So we're focusing on even pressure in those arches, maintaining a nice neutral spine, whatever that means to you, just natural curve in that spine as you're lying down. And working those shoulder blades into the carriage. That'll also help prevent your shoulders from feeling like you're crunching and putting too much pressure into them. Good, deep breaths here. Nice, soothing exhale on the return. Good for 5, 4, 3, here for 2, and 1. Come on in. Let's take those heels on now. So heels are locked into that foot bar. We're still in parallel. Take that deep inhale, reach those fingers long, press out. So I really like starting my reformer workouts with a little footwork sometimes, and that's just my way of telling my body, like, I'm here, I showed up, I am present, just like we will be for this 7 days. Good, nice and strong on that press out, resist on the return. 5, 4, 3, good, 2, here for 1, come on in. Good work. All right, let's take those toes on now. I'm gonna go a little wider on my foot bar, and I'm gonna try to find that high heel. So that heel lift, all 10 toes are wrapped around my foot bar, and I'm slightly externally rotated. So changing up the foot position and the distance of my hips, just really trying to open things up here. Feeling those inner thighs activate and engage. Nice and lifted in those heels. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way out, hold it. We're gonna drop one heel down, bend opposite knee up towards that ceiling, deep tendon stretch. Slowly switch, not allowing those knees to jump or bounce. We never want to jump or bounce in our joints, puts a lot of pressure. So we're switching those leg movements with control, dropping deep with that heel, finding a nice stretch all the way up that calf. Still breathing into it. And switch. Oh, that feels so good. Calves tend to be the tightest muscles in our body. We'll switch, do one more on each side. So they can cause low back pain. And switch. Good. Even issues with your plantar fascia, tight hamstrings, sometimes can all be the cause of those tight calves. So we got to give them some love here. And come on up, pull it in. Good work. I'm going to kick my legs up to that ceiling, little point and flex in those toes, roll out those ankles. And let's roll on up here. We're going to find our ball now. We're going to take it and put it into mid-back. So it's not going to be in the lower back. It's going to be into the mid-back for a little bit more support in that mid-thoracic area. I'm going to scoot up quite a bit here. Push my mid-back into my ball, finding a deep tuck of my tailbone here. So my chest is still lifted. Push the waistline up. I'm going to bring my feet to that foot bar. That's why I kind of lowered it down a bit so we have some space. My hands are going to go behind my head. I'm going to start to open up my chest and then crunch to pull it in. If you find like your shoulder blocks are in your way, which I'm finding myself, I'm going to scoot down a little bit more. If you have shoulder blocks that can come out and you want to just completely ditch them, go ahead. I'm not going to go through the trouble of it. I'm just going to scoot down a bit. Opening up, much better, rounding in that spine. Little extension here and curl back up. So notice how the elbows are staying pretty wide. Just opening up, reversing all that forward flexion, crunch, lift. Speed it up just a little bit here. Crunch, lift, open, and lift. Starting to warm up those abdominals here. Still scooping them out from the front. Good. Shorten that range as you roll and open up. Crunch, lift. Here we go for 8 little crunches. 7. Whew, shake is happening. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open up. Relax the head. We're going to get into a rotation now. So the next time you crunch your chest up, pick one foot up to a hover, rotate over to that side. I'm going to start with my left leg. So crunch up, left leg, rotate into that oblique, drop the foot, open up the chest, crunch, rotate other side. And crunch, rotate. Good. Really planting the sits bones down. Good. Here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Little burn is happening. Love it. 5. Got spicy early. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax, stretch. Whew. Yes, that was a nice little burn. Okay, roll on up. We're gonna extend the legs long over our foot bar, bringing that ball back to mid-back, but I'm going to stay a little bit more lifted here. So bring the forearms down. My legs are long over my foot bar. I'm gonna bring my right forearm down, and my left leg stays down also. So right forearm down, push your left calf into your foot bar. My left arm will open up here. I'm going to reach left arm to right leg. Crunch and open. Pushing away from that right shoulder. I call these X's. Sometimes I do them on the ground, sprawled out. But it's always fun on the reformer also. crunch and lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left hand comes down. We're going to switch. Right arm opens up. Reach for that left leg. Good. Point those toes. Reach long. Push away from that left shoulder. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Roll on up. Give yourself whatever stretch feels good. I hope you are nice and warmed up and ready for the rest of this workout. Let's get into it. So we're going to put that ball off to the side, taking off all springs except for one medium spring. Just one medium spring. I'm going to lighten some things up here a bit. There we go. So hopefully you can see me better. Okay, we're going to start in a Z position onto our reformer. So I'm going to be facing you. My right shin is against my shoulder block. Left leg is in front. I'm on one medium spring and I'm going for my short strap. From here, my palm is going to come up towards the ceiling. I'm going to get nice and tall in my spine. Start to find a bicep curl. Good. Find that nice lift of the torso. Scoot back just a bit, finding a little bit of space in front of you because we will be layering on. For 6, 5, 4, 3, here for 2, last 1. Bring that left hand to the carriage. We're going to get into our mermaid stretch. Reach, open up. Good. And reach, stretch, open up. Nice deep breath. Good. One more. And then I'm going to layer on again. So I'm going to find a hinge now. Push my left hand into my carriage. Start to squeeze my glutes. Lift. Push my hips forward as I reach over with that mermaid stretch, lateral flexion. Bring everything back in. And again, squeeze, lift, open up, bring it back in. Squeeze those glutes, feel that stretch in the hip flexors. For 3, slow on that return, good. 2, pause at the top on this next one. Reach, stretch, just the arm, drop that right elbow. And reach. Staying in that hinge here. Good. 5. Breathe. 4. Arm is strong. 3. Here for 2. Good. And 1. Bring it in. Relax it down. Shake it out. Whew. Nice and strong in that arm. Okay. So we're going to open up. Nothing else changes. Keep that strap in your right hand. We're going to find a nice hug with those arms. Hug, good. Staying tall. 4, 3, 2. Hold it on that next one. Rotate towards your foot bar. You can interlace fingers. And rotate. Really try to keep those hands in front of your chest. So don't let those arms drift away. Deep rotation in spine. 4, 3, good. 2, staying tall, drop the shoulders, hold that rotation. Pull the hands in towards the chest, press out. Whew, core is strong here. In and out with those arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwind, open up, shake it out. Good work. We're gonna hang up that strap and we're gonna flip around to face your risers and your shoulder blocks. From here, I'm gonna walk up up my frame a bit, excuse me, and I'm gonna keep my left knee onto my carriage right in the middle of my headrest. So left knee stays down, kick that right leg out behind you, nice and strong and straight. Point those toes, square off those hips. We're really trying to find a lift in those abdominals, so strong in that core. We're gonna crunch and pull. So pull your frame in, bend the elbows, crunch the right knee in at the same time, round in your spine. Release, straighten out. Any adjust you need to take, make sure you do it so it works for your body. Straighten out. So I'm gonna scoot over, there we go, crunch and round. Deep flexion in that spine, curl it in, draw those abdominals in and up. Deep breath, point those toes. For 5, 4, pulling everything in, releasing everything out. 3, 2, good, and 1. Release. Walk it back a bit. Good. Keeping that left knee down. We're going to change up arm position now. Kick that right leg out. It's going to stay there the whole time. We're going to go for a straight arm pull of that carriage, okay? So pulling straight arms, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and release. Right before you hit that stopper, pull it in again. The more you walk up your frame, the more challenging this gets. So thinking about a hover of the chest, still strong in that core. We're getting more into those lats now. I'm gonna walk it up just a bit. Squeeze, pull it in. Pushing away from that left hip. For 6, 5, squeeze those armpits, lock it in. 4, 3, long neck, keep that gaze down, reach to the crown of the head. 2, hold it in on that next one, just that right leg, lift and lower. Little pulses in those glutes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Ooh, I even felt that in my triceps. Roll it out. Little shake. Other side. Here we go. Walk up that frame. Keep the right knee down, middle of your carriage. Get nice and stacked. Pick that left leg up. Point those toes. Find that end point. Here we go. Bend those elbows. Pull your carriage in. Crunch that left knee to chest. And release. And again, crunch, scoop, round, pull it in. And release. Good. Hello, arms, obliques, abs. Good. Here for 5. Deep breath. Curl it in. 4. 3. Good. Here for 2. And 1. Beautiful. Walk it back. You can relax that knee down. Little adjustment if you need it. Shake out those wrists. Here we go for that straight arm again. So into those lats, straight arm pull. Right knee stays down. Kick that left leg up. Squeeze the glutes. Straight arm, pull it in. Squeeze. Feel like you're hovering your chest a little higher as you pull in. Good. Don't let that leg drop. Stay active in the glute. Nice. For 5. Breathe it out. 4. Challenging that grip strength a little bit here also. 3, 2, Lock it in at the top. Last one. Hold it. Lift and lower, little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Walk it back. And round on up. Roll those shoulders out. Beautiful work. All right. We're going to grab a hold of that left strap again. Give the upper body a little bit of a break. And we're going to get into those glutes some more. So I'm going to put my foot into my short strap since we're just on that medium spring to make it a little heavier. If you don't have a short strap and you want to load up your medium spring, go ahead and do that. Just remember to switch it out when we flip to the other side. So from here, I'm going to start with my hands onto my headrest, fingers on the side. Some people might want to grab onto those shoulder blocks, so totally up to you. I might go between the two myself. But I'm going to start with my right knee into the middle of my carriage. I'm going to start to drop my left leg down towards the floor and squeeze, lift at the top. Almost like you're going to scrape your toes across your floor, but try not to let it. So find a little bit of a hip strength by opening up a little bit just to miss that floor. If you're a little taller, you're definitely going to have to open up even more. Little bit more challenging, but I believe in you. You can do it. And lift, squeeze. Nice and long. Good. 6. Pushing away from those shoulders. 5. Try not to collapse. Stay strong. Stay lifted. 4. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, drop that knee. Beautiful work. Take that right forearm down behind your shoulder blocks. My left hand will come onto my left shoulder block, so I have this nice good grip going on. I'm going to open up that left hip now, so that little hydrant, looking at my left knee, so you have a little rotation, and we're going to stamp and kick for that hydrant kick back. Draw that knee in and stamp, squeeze away. And squeeze. Good. Stamp like you're pushing and kicking those bad habits away from 2022 through that heel. Hello, 2023. It's coming around. I'm going to bring my right forearm down. My left hand comes to my shoulder block, and I'm going to open up that left hip. When you're ready, stamp and squeeze for that hydrant kickback. Draw it back in. Stamp and kick away. And squeeze. Try not to let that leg drop. Stay lifted. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Bring it in. Nice. Slowly take off that strap and hang it up. Good work, everyone. Okay, we're going to bring those knees to our shoulder blocks now. Opening up the chest, getting into those back muscles a bit. Going up to those short straps once again. I'm going to keep my glutes down onto my heels, finding a little bit more stability first, and then I may come to a lift if you'd like to join me. First, we're going to go for a nice shoulder raise. So getting tall, find some resistance on that strap. I like to call this a Y. So like you're drawing a Y with those arms and drop. Nice Y. Going into a diagonal. And lift. Feel those shoulders roll back, rotate back every time. Good. 6, maintain resistance the whole time. 5, 4, 3, beautiful, last 2, and 1. Good, drop it down, roll it out. This is where I'm going to come kneeling now. Okay, from here, I'm gonna make 90 degrees or gold post arms with my arms, looking like a cactus. We're gonna flip those arms up so palms face out, drop back down. Draw that navel in, stay strong, stay stacked, core is strong. And rotate, lift. 6, 5, 4, good, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down, little shake. Good. So tricep time. Palms are up. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Pull the elbows back. Find your hinge of the hip. You're long in the head though, okay? So don't round and collapse. Just a long spine. Tricep kickback. Squeeze away. Try not to let those elbows drop. Again, if you need to scoot this back a bit, go for it. Just stay locked in. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Good. We are doing this. Day 1, almost in the bag. We're going to have 6 more to go after this. We're going to do this together. Okay. We're going to choke up just a little bit here. I'm going to go on where I have knotted. You might have where it's rubber or where it's knitted. Choke on up a bit. I'm going to drop my chest back down, send the glutes back. Straight arms now. Straight arms sweep, squeeze. If you've ever been skiing, very similar position. If you haven't, you are now skiing on your reformer. I need to try skiing myself. I've always been a snowboarder, but there's just some great finesse about skiing. I'd love to try out. Good. Here we go. 6. Strong wrists. 5, 4, all the way back for 3, and 2. Last 1. Release. Shake it out. Good job. All right. Hang up that left strap. We're going to get into that glute. So right strap now into right foot. I'm going back into that short strap. Hands are coming to my headrest. Scoot the left knee over. Start to open up that right leg. Point the toes. Drop down. Sweep. Straight leg squeeze. Lift. And squeeze. Good. Try not to hyperextend in your low back, just reaching for the end point of your glute. So keep it in that range. No further. Just squeeze your glute a little tighter rather than kick your leg higher. Squeeze, lift, nice and long. And extend. Good. Slow and controlled on that return. 6, 5, 4, push away from those shoulders, stay mindful, 3, 2, and 1. Draw that knee in, take a second. Okay, left forearm comes down for that hydrant kickback. Get nice and strong and stacked, shoulder over elbow. We're gonna pull that left knee a little closer to the right side of our frame so we can open up. Now looking at those right toes, stamping kick away, squeeze. Draw it in and squeeze. Don't let that hip drop. Good. squeeze. Kicking bad habits right out the door. Right through that heel. 6, 5, good. 4, kicking away the inconsistency. 3, 2, good. Last kick away. 1, slam it out. Beautiful, right back in. Whew, that felt good. Really felt like I was kicking out bad energy, old energy. And hang it up. Good work. All right, flip around. Back into that Z-sit. My back will be to you, but I'll still be cueing through everything, so getting tall in that torso. I'm gonna grab onto that short strap once again. Keep a little bit of space in front of you for that hinge. Bicep curl first. Try not to let that arm drop. Good. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, release. Hand comes to carriage, mermaid stretch. Really deep bend in that outside elbow, so you have more range to open up. And again. One more. Next one, finding that hinge. Push through that right hand. Start to squeeze the glute. Lift. Oh, beautiful stretch. And release, bring it in. And again, squeeze. Push those hips forward. Full body here. 4. Good. 3. 2. And 1. Hold it at the top. Just bend that elbow and reach. 5. 4. 3. 2. My arm is shaking. And 1. Good. Come on down. Bring it in. Roll out that shoulder. All right. We're going to open up. Find that hug. Stay wide in the shoulders. 5. Head is up. 4. Stay lifted. 3. Rotation in. 2. Hold that next one. You can interlace those fingers. Rotate towards foot bar on the return. And rotate, unwind. Keep those hands in front of chest. 5. 4. We got this. Hold rotation in. 3. Here for 2. And hold it. Pull those hands in and press out. Hello, oblique. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Unwind. Hang it up. Good work, everyone. We're going to flip around to face that foot bar for our ending cool down. Bring your hands to that foot bar relatively wider. Open up the knees, finding that child's pose. Try to relax the shoulders, opening up the chest here. Few deep breaths. Now start to scoop the abdominals, round in the spine, pull the carriage in, deep stretch. Drop the hips. Send it back out, sit back into it. And round curl, pull the hips in, tuck that tailbone, arch in that back. Angry cat at the top. And hinge, drop it back. Last one. Deep breath. See if you can stretch a little further, opening up. And then start to tuck, scoop round to pull it in. Sit back, slowly finishing that roll up. Head is the last thing to come up. Roll those shoulders back. Good. Shine your chest for all our positive energy. Day one, we finished it, we did it, we crushed it together. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow for day two, and thank you again. See you soon.